All right, man, peace. So, brothers, this is going to be volume 1 in a new series that I'm starting called Are Woke Liberal Black Women Insane? And we know without a shadow of a doubt, the answer is yes. And the reason why I've been inspired to start this series is because of the hijinks, the shenanigans, the escapades of one Maya Autry, the clinically deranged young so-called black female, liberal black female, who decided that she was going to storm some of the exhibits at the Bronx Zoo and make an ass of herself trying to taunt some of the lions. But as many of you brothers know who've been on my channel for a long time, I like to use many of these narratives, these storylines as a backdrop to communicate certain sentiments to you brothers that I believe is very important. And in the case of Miss Maya Autry, it's very essential that brothers who are on a pathway of self-elevation grasp that the people that you are confederate with, that you associate with in this life, while you're at your baser aspect of who you are as a person, are not going to be able to make that journey with you when you decide to elevate yourself on a spiritual level, because they know you as whatever you were before, whether it's a street dude or someone with a lack of understanding. Once you gain that level of awareness and you start to escalate your level of comprehension to a far higher level, most people are not going to be able to make that journey with you, particularly the female that you're with at this current moment. It's always best that as you're growing, that you be by yourself, so that the people that you currently know are not going to hold you back, trying to hold on to that older version of who you were. When we look at nature, whether it's the caterpillar or the snake that has to shed its skin or its cocoon per se, they do that while they're isolated, because when they become a new creature, that entity that they were previously is no longer going to be recognizable as being a part of their essence or what have you. I say all that because I remember way back in the day, there's a brother that I'm very close with. I'm not going to name his name. I'll never forget that I came to the class one night and he was downtrodden. And the reason why he was so downcast is because as I walked in, I said, "Yo, Ak, what's up, brother? You okay?" And he looked up and he said, "It's over, Ak. The rib left." I said, "Who are you talking about? You talking about your rib so-and-so?" He said, "Yeah." Keep in mind, he had held this rib down. He held this girl down. When I say rib, I'm talking about his quote-unquote significant other. He'd held this rib down while she was going to college. They came into the knowledge together. They used to come to class together. And I told him that her leaving you was going to be the best thing that ever happened to you, because it would free you up to continue in your spiritual growth, and you're not going to have anyone holding you back, holding you down, and trying to go back and forth with you as you make your transformation. Because for the most part, that's what these women are going to try to do. They're going to try to challenge you as you grow spiritually. So it's best for you to grow by yourself. Even from a fictional perspective, the superhero paradigm is always based in the understanding that in order for you to become the highest version of yourself, you have to be isolated. Batman is isolated. He's in the Batcave. Even Spider-Man, we know that he has his girlfriend, Mary Jane, his Aunt May. For the most part, he's by himself, and it leads to a lot of contention in their relationship. If you follow the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Iron Man prefers to be by himself in his laboratory, and that leads to a lot of tension between himself and his lady Pepper Potts. Even Superman, who's thought to be the most relatable superhero in regards to how he interacts with the people, he lives all the way at the North Pole by himself. That's how you get to a higher level of who you are. Your highest aspect has to be sought out through self-isolation. That's the only way to do so. And the reason why I'm digressing this far, despite the fact that this video is going to be about Miss Maya Autry, is because we're going to see as this video transpires, she's not just a regular nut job. She's a woke nut job. And one of the main ways that the liberal black woman tries to destabilize the so-called black man as he makes his journey towards a higher level of understanding and getting closer to the Most High is by trying to act as if she can actually teach the scriptures. And that was an aspect of the relationship dynamic that I was describing with that brother that I met in the class that night who was downcast. He related to me how they would go home after class every Thursday night and they would start to argue or debate over scriptures, because as he was studying, she was also studying, but she was reading the scriptures in an attempt to outdo him. And that's the dynamic that you're going to have to deal with when you try to grow spiritually along with someone else. The woman that you want to deal with as you become a higher version is someone who is a blank slate, proverbially speaking. A person who's going to be fully willing to invest in what you have to teach them, not what the next man has to teach the both of you, because all that's going to happen is that at the end of the day, she's going to start to refer to the words and the teachings of that other man rather than you. And your woman is supposed to be into what you're saying, not what some instructor's saying. All that's going to happen, especially if you come across a so-called teacher of the scriptures who acts as if he's going to act as an arbiter in your relationship. He's trying to angle his way into your woman's panties. That's it. It's the same dynamic in the church, and it also goes on in many of these other groups. And once again, I'm saying all this because we're going to see that Miss Maya Autry claims to be a so-called quote-unquote Hebrew or an alleged Israelite woman. Okay? It's no different than what we see in many of these churches with the black woman who claims to be a pastor or a reverend. They're trying to take your place, so-called black man. That's all it's about. They are confederate with many other forces that hope to see you remain in darkness. So please keep that in mind. So anyway, they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
Information as police identified the Bronx Zoo intruder. A picture.
Now look at this dingbat. She's standing in a damn animal exhibit with a giraffe in the background. I wish there was a lion right there by her ass, looking at the camera with his mouth open, right about to take a chunk out of her damn ass. That's what I wish.
Today shows the woman posing inside the fenced-in area in the giraffe area. Police say that this is 32-year-old Maya Autry.
Brothers, a lot of these females that you encounter on the daily, if you were to see this person on the train or on the bus or in your comings and goings, you would not think that she was mentally disturbed. A lot of these modern day liberal females are mentally disturbed. That's why you have to take your time with them, because they know how to hide their mental disturbance. They try to front as if they're humble and they're trying to change their lives, things of that nature, but they're truly hiding who they really are. That kernel within them is not going to change until the society falls. This broad is trying to creep into a damn animal exhibit and confront lions. What the hell is going on here?
Made the rounds at the zoo over the weekend. The video also shows her climbing into the lion enclosure.
Look at this shit. This broad is waving at two fully grown male lions, and the lion is confused. You know, we have to understand something. The animal kingdom is orderly. Animals, in their essential nature, unless they've been deprived of certain essential minerals, foods, etc., they're very spiritual as well. They can pick up when people are sick, both mentally and physically. There are many cases of dogs being able to inform their owners that they have cancer, things of that nature. And they also move according to a protocol. Lions, especially in captivity, they become accustomed to human interaction. They know what time their trainer or their keeper comes in to feed them. So when a female like this just jumps in haphazardly and starts waving like that, the lion is confused at first. In the same way, once again, for those of you cats out there who might be in your comings and goings on the train, the bus, going to work, to school, you know that you get into a rhythm. If you drive to school every morning, you take the same highway and you become accustomed to a certain rhythm. You might even be familiar with certain cars that are in front of you after a while. But if on a certain morning you see a 5-car pileup, that's going to screw up your rhythm. That's what's going on with the lion. The lion's like, what the hell is going on here? He's like, I like pussy, but not this type of pussy. Lion probably smelled her vagina from 30 feet away. It said, I like fresh meat. I don't want no damn carcass. I'm not a vulture.
Saturday, once inside, she stopped at the edge of...
Look at the lion. He's looking around like, hey, can somebody get this bitch out of here, please? I'm trying to chill out.
The moat and then waved at that lion. Autry could face trespassing charges when caught.
The lion is actually more sane than her. You see how he's chilling? He's not even opening his mouth. He's like, is this something that we're doing today? Can somebody help me with this? He looked like a black man trapped in an apartment with a crazy woman. He's trying to figure out if he can call the cops or not. Brothers, once again, take inventory of the females that you allow into your lives. A lot of them are just like this person right here, wearing clothes 2 sizes too small, making an ass of their damn selves. And the females in this society are a reflection of the male's inability and unwillingness to moderate them. Deep down, these women know that they're children with breasts and that they should be moderated. All this liberal female protesting, all this nonsense, they know it's contrived and most of it is baseless. Don't get it twisted. The woman deserves to be loved and respected. They should not be getting abused physically and mentally by men who are just trying to exert some type of power trip over them. But at the end of the day, they should be moderated. And they have to be made to understand what their boundaries are and what their roles are. That's why they have so many issues in their life. They have too much free time on their hands to make their own decisions. A lot of people are not going to like what I'm saying, but it's okay. At the end of the day, the onus is always on us to make sure that we can create the proper roads and pathways for our lives. And that means that we have to dictate to the woman exactly what her role is and stop her from trying to usurp what our role is. Okay, so now, brothers, this is going to be the continuation on the video that I did on the batshit crazy, liberal, so-called conscious black woman who jumped into the lion enclosure at the Bronx Zoo, attempting to entice the lion, and even the lion understood, because the animals are spiritual, unless they're not in their right minds for whatever reason, whether they've contracted rabies or what have you. When they're in their right mind, they can read the spirit that is on people. And even the male lion chose to not approach a liberal black woman. So what should you brothers be doing? If even a lion knows to turn down a liberal black woman, hopefully you brothers will take the hint and stay away from them, because they're on their last legs. Many of them are being driven so far out of their minds that there's not going to be a reclamation for them. They're so desperate, and to be quite frank with you, Satan is starting to use them in such an overt way that you can see the demons in their eyes, as you're going to be able to see with this female right here as we watch this video. Once again, please keep in mind that she calls herself a quote-unquote Hebrew Israelite woman, which to me made me want to do this video even more, because many of you brothers out there in whatever movement you're a part of, whether you call yourself an Israelite or you're woke or whatever it is that you claim to be, 5%er, whatever quote-unquote stream of consciousness that you choose to partake, those of us who are in the knowledge and understand who we actually are, no matter what it is, you have to be very, very wary of the liberal black female, because she is almost like a Skrull from the Marvel comics. She tries to shapeshift to make you feel comfortable with her. She'll claim that she agrees with your views for the moment, but really she's just trying to gain your trust so that she can topple you over and destroy you, as she herself is being destroyed by the acceptance of Luciferian ideologies. So I'm going to let this video play for a moment so that we can evaluate her buffoonery and her insanity.
They take more than one ISIS to defeat me. I am 15 Cleopatras, believe me. I am ancient.
The bro said that she's 15 Cleopatras. Hey, you know what, brothers? Once again, later on in this little rap solo that she's doing, she's going to claim to be a Hebrew Israelite woman. But notice that she starts off her verse by giving a salutation to Isis and Cleopatra. Isis and Cleopatra are two of the notable female figures from antiquity that the liberal black woman likes to call upon and channel in order to encourage worship of her and self-worship within herself. So even when they try to act like they're righteous, oftentimes they're trying to intermix various other ideologies and belief systems so that they can still feed off of that energy of the mother goddess.
Nigga in the slaves, pick a nigga carved out, nigga with no days, this is ass. Bitch, I am coming with the flares. Fuck you niggas, I check your age. Take your prison, take your D, fuck your shit. I am A, nigga, fuck your D, fuck your F. This is Brooklyn, nigga. Fuck the flesh. I aim at a nigga. Fuck your vest. Bulletproof head, nigga. Fuck your chest. I am.
Oh man, the broad is a thugged out Israelite woman from Brooklyn. Ain't that some shit? And brought her ass all the way from Brooklyn to the Bronx Zoo so that she could fuck with a lion. And I guarantee you there's some brothers out there right now watching the video talking about, that's what this nigga talking about. She got some big ass titties. Guaranteed. With that big bugged out look on her damn face. This broad is batshit crazy. I hope that you brothers are paying attention, because Once again, a lot of these Luciferian / liberal women in these last days are going to try to play the game of acting like they're who you claim you want them to be. They're playing a role. And in reality, once they get tired of playing that role, the real them is going to come out. I don't care if they claim to be a Christian woman, a Catholic woman, a Muslim woman, so-called black Muslim, or a member of the Nation of Islam, or so-called Israelite woman. You have to take your time in getting to know these broads, because they do like to play a lot of roles, and the vast majority of them have demons on them. Please understand this. Look at the look on this broad's face. She is batshit crazy. Even the lion said, hell no. The lion said, that's some bad fish right there.
Possess, nigga. Fuck your left, I'm in shape. Fuck you, me. This is shit that you never seen. Fuck your knee. I am in shape. Ride a nigga good fucking play. Ride that nigga, no replace. I am it, nigga.
Oh my goodness sakes. Once again trying to appeal to the quote-unquote sex altar. Brothers, once again, you know, the best thing for a lot of so-called black men to do, and I mentioned this in other videos, when you're going through a period of transition, especially spiritually, is to make sure that you're by yourself initially, so that you can get a greater understanding of who you are and what you demand from yourself, and therefore what you're going to demand from the woman or women that are going to be associated with you. Because I've seen so many brothers come into the knowledge and get eaten up by certain females who try to play a role, and it breaks them down mentally and spiritually. And you just can't have that. As we just saw in the video, she's playing once again to that mother goddess / sex goddess energy. The mother of harlots has a sex goddess altar, which I've covered in numerous videos.
This is what they did. This is what they saw. This is what they did. I ain't in the world. I take a food stamp nigga with a deal. 189 a month. Give a nigga chills. Come a nigga good play.
This bitch tweaking now. Oh my goodness. Cokehead Israelite woman. Ain't this some shit? You see something new every day, don't you?
I'm a food stamp nigga, that's Section 8 karma. I'm a food stamp baby, the llama and that llama. Section 8 nigga, fuck your mama, fuck your daddy, fuck your karma, fuck your scene, fuck your llama. This that shit that hit a nigga Tommy. Woo! I said it's Brooklyn, nigga. Fuck you mean, y'all bitches shookin', nigga. This ain't that shit, fuck your dream, nigga. I am Big Maya, nigga. Fuck you mean, straight out of Brownsville and Ocean Hill. Take your dreams, flood your life. Fuck your scene, nigga, fuck your dream. I am Maya, Queen Empress Maya Laree, Israelite. Fuck your dreams. I am Hebrew, nigga. Nigga, fuck you seen. I am it, nigga. I done did shit you never seen. This that Brooklyn shit, nigga. Bow down, nigga, shalom. Fuck your shit, that kingdom come. Zion, Laurel Hill, we in the building. You miss education, then go and note us.
Bars. Crazy bitch got bars, don't she? Oh man, I thought the bro was about to say shimmy shimmy y'all, shimmy yeah, shimmy. Oh my goodness. But anyway, brothers, that's pretty much going to be the end of that. But just once again, be very vigilant. In these last days, a lot of these women are going to be so lonely and desperate, they're going to try to sneak their way into many of these so-called conscious groups or conscious movements and see how they can ensnare the man. Because a lot of the dating pool is starting to dwindle. Just, you know, from a basic perspective, they cannot walk down the street and find a decent man anymore. So now they're trying to search out many of these conscious groups to see if they can meet a man who's different. Especially once their vagina gets worn out from their teens and their 20s, now they're getting into their 30s and claiming to quote unquote want a good man. But you have to understand within these females, because the woman is a receiver by nature, she has the demons of all the men that she slept with within her. So it takes a very long time for the woman to become acclimated to dealing with a higher level man. And in the meantime, they're going to try to play the same games with you that they played with those low-level men that they're accustomed to. So the main focus for you so-called black men, especially those of you who are in the knowledge and trying to get to a higher version of yourself, is to take time and be by yourself. If you have that woman alongside of you, she is going to weigh you down to a degree. I don't care who they are or how they act. Once you become a higher version of yourself, then you go out there and you try to get you a woman or something like that if that's what you feel like you want to do. But in the initial stages, take your time because they are a distraction. And most of these females, to be quite frank with you, they got all type of demons on them and spirits on them. I mean, look at this broad. The bitch is bat shit crazy. Took her big ass in the lion enclosure. Talking about here, kitty, kitty. And they still haven't caught the broad yet. It's been like a week so far. She might be back in the damn zoo. Who the hell knows? But anyway, peace.